What's up, everybody? It's John Barr with Prime Homes and just bringing you your May newsletter market update. So let's go ahead and get into this. April's numbers, we've had a lot of big things happen this last month. We crossed our median sales price, actually jumped up to 202, which is the first time in San Antonio's history that we ever broken that. We held steady about 200,000 the end of last summer, dropped down, and now we've shot back up over 202. So it looks like that last month when the median sales price dropped down a little bit, might have just been a little blip. But we'll go ahead and just go over all the numbers. Average sales price was 252,857, which is a 9.77 increase year over year. Median sales price 202, which is 8.7 increase year over year. Total sales 2427, which is 3.8% decrease from year over year. So sales volume isn't going up, but prices are increasing. Average rental price really increased this month again to 6.2 from last year, which is a 1431. Unemployment, and I actually was able to get the Bureau of Labor Statistics updated this month, was just over 1.1 million, which is a 2.69% increase year over year. Unemployment, saw some good stuff there. We actually had a decrease in the unemployment, so it looks like San Antonio is starting to absorb some of these jobs that are starting to, or people that are moving to San Antonio, which is what might have been causing the unemployment to spike a little bit. Month's inventory, it did raise up a little bit this month to 3.93, which is 0.37 increase from the previous month. Now remember, month's inventory is the speed of which inventory is being consumed on the open market. Real estate investors tend to use that a little more as a health of market, where your typical real estate agent is going to look more for days on market. I've always heard that about a 6 months of inventory is a balance between buyers and sellers. And so as we drop below that 6, we are in a stronger seller's market. But now it has increased from last month, so we're definitely something I'm going to continue to watch. Just my little take on this. Seeing the sales decrease, but a price jumping up so much, and seeing the months of inventory increasing, usually those numbers all kind of move in conjunction with each other. And combined with last month, with the median sales price dropping, it kind of indicates to me it's like, it's kind of getting a little towards the top of the market. I read an article put out this last month that somebody called that the San Antonio market is starting to show signs of cooling a little bit. So it's definitely something I'm going to be watching these next couple months, and I'm definitely going to report on that here in the newsletter video. So now you can see we've already shot back over our previous high from last summer, which, looking back on this, we actually beat that in April, when these previous years we were usually beating the previous summer by May, June. So it has started to increase and start outperforming and moving faster than it has in the last several summers. So that's something that's a little interesting as well, because every other year it's been May, June, and this year we shot right up to 202 in April. So it's interesting to watch that. Monthly rents, we have continued to start moving back up. We haven't beat last summer's highs, but we are definitely moving up at a pretty significant rate, because we are higher than where we were this time last year by that, what was it, the 6.2%. Unemployment, it's something I'm just continuing to watch, and as you can see, we've bounced around here for a significant amount of time, and we have started to trend back down, which is good. That shows a good sign of good health in market. So that's great to be seeing. So now the question is, where do you market? Now I do this by the price ranges and by the best zip codes and worst zip codes as well. So you can see this price range here, the 51 to 100,000, usually was one of the lowest, and it fell right in between your 0 to 50 and your 101 to 150. But now this month it did jump up a significant amount. By almost an entire month in 30 days actual time. So that's something that's a little interesting as well, but we're still holding steady here at the 150 to 200 price range under 3 months, and that's where you can see San Antonio has that shelf where we jump an entire month just in a $50,000 price range. So it's slowing down a little bit, but definitely we're going to keep watching these month over month to see where things tend to go. So now by best zip codes, where our lowest months of inventory are, and these are all on the northern side of the city. And it's not surprised to see the average price ranges, all except for one down here, being under the 200,000, and this one even being down into the below 100s. This is the first time this zip code has ever had this kind of activity and actually gotten to a sales volume where 30 properties have sold, which is a criteria of mine that I use to determine, hey, is this a viable zip code or not? It needs to have 30 properties that have sold in the last month before I start to consider and report on it to you guys. So, well, I just realized that there is one zip code here that is over 200, but it is in the lower 200s as well. So here's where your inventory is moving the fastest. So if you're buying lists, doing more marketing, doing driving for dollars, door knocking, whatever you're doing, this is where you are going to have the highest chance where if you're buying a property that these low months inventory, when an appraiser looks at these, they look at demand of an area. So this is what's going to start driving prices up faster than other zip codes that have lower months of inventory. So it's really important because this is also got to keep in mind, if you have a month's inventory in the high numbers like you do over in these worst zip codes, those are your holding costs. So if you're renovating a house and you're flipping the 300,000 price range and you got a $6,000 a month payment on your hard money loan, that can really start eating into your bottom line. So it's really important to look at those numbers and look at your neighborhood, and specifically neighborhood, not just a zip code, to see what kind of competition you have in your neighborhood. So that kind of concludes this month. I mean, this one was a little bit shorter than normal, but I'm definitely going to keep watching some of those things, especially since I've seen signs that numbers aren't acting like they normally should, and seeing an article put out that San Antonio seems to be cooling off. Stay tuned to the next one, and take a look at the newsletter, because Prime Homes is actually going to be offering their first property by the share up on Mass Ventures. So if you want more about that, you can shoot me an email or contact me, or go to our website at prymehomes.com and you can see a little more about that. All right, guys, see you next month.